mind was loud. As dusk fell over ancient Jerusalem, the candlelight danced across Adonijah's royal face. He stared into a bronze mirror, eyes filled with pride and something deeper, longing. He wasn't just a prince, he should be king. The city outside quieted into twilight, but inside his ambition roared to life. "Why should Solomon rule?" he muttered. "I am older, stronger, destined." Palm fronds fluttered above a lavish feast. Adonijah, cloaked in crimson and gold, raised a golden cup. Around him nobles toasted and shouted, "Long live King Adonijah!" Roasted meats, glimmering goblets, and honeyed wine adorned the table. The air was rich, but so was the tension. Some guests smiled too forcefully, others watched the torchlight nervously. Adonijah didn't notice. His moment had come, or so he believed. Inside the palace, the flame of a single candle trembled. Prophet Nathan leaned in, whispering urgently to Queen Bathsheba. Her hand flew to her chest in shock. Adonijah has declared himself king, without David's blessing. Golden curtains rustled with the wind, as if heaven itself had stirred. Bathsheba's eyes sharpened. "Then we must act, now." The once mighty King David lay frail, barely able to lift his hand, but lift it he did toward Solomon. Bathsheba knelt by his bed. Nathan stood watchfully behind. Sunlight bathed the king's face as he whispered, "Solomon shall reign after me." Beside the bed, a golden crown shimmered on a velvet cushion, a legacy secured by a breath. At Gihon Spring, trumpets split the sky. Zadok the priest anointed Solomon with sacred oil. The crowd erupted in joy. Soldiers saluted, people bowed. Solomon, dressed in white and gold, stood tall but humble. Clouds parted above him, light pouring down like divine approval. The city rejoiced. The true king had risen. Inside his feast tent, Adonijah laughed, wine flowing, until a messenger whispered into his ear. His face froze. The goblet slipped from his hand. "Solomon has been crowned." Silence gripped the room. One man dropped his fork. Eyes darted. Feet began to back away. The feast had turned to dread. Moments later, the grand tent echoed with fleeing footsteps. Adonijah stood alone, confused, humiliated. The food, once luxurious, now looked grotesque. The gold glared instead of gleamed. From outside came the sound of trumpets, Solomon's coronation echoing over the hills. Adonijah's rebellion had crumbled in a single breath. In the temple courtyard, Adonijah clung to the altar's horns. His robe was torn, eyes wild with fear. "Let King Solomon swear he won't kill me," he shouted, sweat dripping down his brow. Priests kept their distance, unsure if they were witnessing a plea or a punishment. The altar glowed under the stars, sacred ground, a sanctuary for now. The throne room was quiet, sun pouring through tall windows. Solomon sat calmly, robes white and gold. His gaze was steady. Adonijah was brought in, bowed deeply, trembling. The guards waited for the king's word. But Solomon did not rise in anger. He simply said, "Go to your house. You shall live if you prove yourself worthy." Adonijah sought power, but Solomon carried purpose. In the end, it was not ambition that crowned a king. It was wisdom and obedience to God.